So when we say inheritance, inheritance is an aspect of object-oriented programming where you define a class and then have another class to inherit the attribute or method defined in the original class. So let's say we'll have this class. Let's call this class building. And then we'll have the instance variables. So let's say we'll have def, and we'll have init, double underscore, and then I have self, and then I have name. So we can have self.name is equal to name. And then we can define a method. Let's say the method is info. We can have def and have info and have self. So we can say return, and we'll say self.name. So this is the method defined inside of this class. Now we can create another class that inherits from this building. So I can have, let's call this class duplex. So I can say class duplex. For me to show inheritance, I'm going to put a parenthesis here, and inside of this parenthesis I'm going to indicate the parent class. So I can provide building. So by defining this class like this, I'm indicating that this class duplex is a child class to the building. In other words, the building is the parent class while the child class is the duplex. So I'm going to put my colon here. So inside of this class, I can now provide my attributes and methods. So I can start by defining my constructor. Let's say I have def, I have init, and then I have self, and I have name. So let's have it like this, and then I can say self.name is equal to name. So I've finished my definition. Now I'm going to instantiate the duplex class. So I can say obj is equal to, then I put duplex, and then I provide the name of the duplex. Maybe I can still call it duplex, or let's call this twin duplex. So I've instantiated the class. If I want to get the name attribute of the object, I can say print, and I'll have object.name, so that if I run this, it's going to give me twin duplex. So now, if you observe very well, inside of the duplex class, I only provided the constructor. But by virtue of inheritance, I can actually access this method that is defined in the parent class. So I can have something like this, print, and then I'll say obj.info. So that if I run this program, it's going to give me still twin duplex. So by virtue of inheritance, I can be able to access attributes and methods defined in a parent class from a child class. Let's say I have another method here. Maybe I can call this method df details, and I have self. I can have something like return. This is a building. So this method is defined inside of the parent class, but I can still access it from the child class. So I can still have something like print, and I'll say obj.details. So that if I run this program, it's going to give me the output, this is a building. So I'm going to clear here. So when it comes to inheritance, you can extend a parent class or you can override a parent class. So we'll start by extending. So what it means to extend a class is that you provide methods that are not defined inside of the parent class in a child class. For instance, I can define something like df, and then let's say building age. Then I can say self, I can have age. So I can have return, and say use f string, and then say this building is, let's say I'll put age and say years old, something like this. So by defining this method, I am extending the parent class. So I can remove this, and then I can say, I can remove this. I can have age is equal to, then I say obj dot building age, and then I specify the age. Maybe I can put 10. Then I can say print age. So if I run this program, it's going to give me this building is 10 years old. I might as well override methods that are defined in the parent class. And for me to override methods, what it means is that I should provide the exact method that is defined in the parent class inside of the child class. So I can copy this and then put it here. And then by defining this same method that is defined in the parent class and the child class, I'm overriding it. When I call .info from the object, Python is going to take me to this particular method that is defined in the child class. In this case, I may want to have it return for me. Maybe I'll use f string and say this is, and then I can say self.name. So if I run this program again, instead of giving me twin duplex, it's not going to return for me this is twin duplex. In the next video, we're going to be looking at composition with regards to object-oriented programming in Python.